rallyfm.net.
For your historic road race or rally car preparation and on-event support, for your classic car servicing or restoration, including mechanical, trim, fabrication and paintwork, all carried out in-house, contact Robin Lackford Motor Engineering on 01403 864 600. If you're outside the UK, make that +44 1403 864 600. For more information, go to our website, www.robinlackford.co.uk.
rallyfm.net.
At the coast, one call could save lives.
Coast Guard.
In an emergency, call 999 and ask for the Coast Guard.
rallyfm.net live.
Well, welcome back to rallyfm.net live and our coverage from the Leconfield Stages today. And Ian Harden is at the venue. And Ian, bring us up to date.
Yes, hello everyone. It's going very well. It's brightening here slightly and it's drying out as well. I was watching what I suppose you'd describe as the convoy of sadness coming in after stage 2. Car 44, a lovely, pretty little light blue Citroen Saxo, being towed in with quite heavy front damage. And car 15, a very smart little Vauxhall Astra, also on the end of a tow rope. So they're obviously out for the day. But at the moment, I've got Tony Jones, who's the co-driver of car 1, with me. Tony, welcome to Rally FM. How's your day going so far?
Eventful. With the first corner, which was like 10 yards from the start line, we went off. I just took on stage 1, just understeered straight on, with everybody watching and laughing, obviously. And stage 1 didn't really get much better. There was just no grip whatsoever. We were understeering, oversteering. We couldn't get the power down. It was very untidy and messy. We dropped a lot of time.
Because you won here last year at the first time. Was that the first time that the venue has been used, or was it been used before?
It's been used a long time ago, about 15, 20 years ago. It used to get used. But this is the first modern event sort of thing back here. We won it in August. We were quite surprised at that. Beat the R5s and everything, but it was a lovely dry day then. And with it starting off damp now, it's a bit of a spanner in the works for us.
That's right, because you've only got two wheels being driven as opposed to the full 4. You've got quite a high spec in this car, haven't you? Can you tell the listeners about that?
It's pretty much a world car in a Mark II shell sort of thing. Launch control, traction control, fully adjustable everything.
It's a Smith & Jones engine, is that right?
Yeah, it's like a Millington but different. Same but different.
Cheaper?
2.5 litre, 330 brake, plenty of torque. It's it goes all right.
330. That's very, very. That's an awful lot to shove through 2 tyres. What beefing up of the drivetrain do you have to do for that?
Oh, that's all the technical side. That's not my department. he just throws money at it and it goes.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But well, what tyres are you on today apart from round and black? I know we've done the joke before.
Yeah, we've had different tyres on for each stage trying to find something that works. We started on Michelin's and then had a combination of Michelin's and Hoosiers, and I think we've got Michelin's on all round now. Hoosiers on all rounds, soft Hoosiers on all rounds.
Right.
Which, as it's starting to dry out now, we're getting quicker and they're working a lot better. The first stage, like driving on ice, but that stage, we were up there at that stage.
Third in class and 7th overall.
Ah, right. So, which is so you're pulling it back seventh overall.
Yeah, we're pulling it back. We should get at least 5th overall after this stage, providing everything goes well. The two guys in front of us are only 1 second in front of us. We might even get 4th overall after this stage, but like I say, as it's drying out, we're getting quicker, so we'll see.
Tony, thank you very much for your time as always, and best wishes to you and Martin for a safe run.
Thank you.
Yes, on that one, Ian, the two cars in front of them are both just 1 second ahead. Let me just change the screen, just see what else they might pick up. In position order. Right, so if we go down to 7th overall. Yes, the two cars ahead of them are only 1 second ahead. But I don't think they'll make up any more places, because the guy who is in front of those two is at 14 seconds away. But then again, they've got 3 more stages to have a go at doing that, so it's possible. It is possible.
Can you please confirm with me, Chris, because I haven't got, I haven't got a start list just at the moment. Could you please confirm who car number 7 is? I've got a funny feeling it's Stephen and Jack Tilburn.
Yes, correct.
Thank you. Right, I will go and grab them. Give me a few seconds.
Okay, they are currently 3rd overall and 1st in class.
That's good going. That's very good going. Right, let's bail in here. Jack, hello. All right, thank you. Ian from Rally FM. Nice. We're doing a little bit of radio broadcasting from here today, checking out some new kit. Yeah, definitely. How's your day going? I'm told by Chris in the studio that you're 3rd overall at the moment.
Yeah, it's doing pretty good. Luckily we had, lucky to us I suppose, we had Darryl Taylor and Steve McNulty ahead of us, who got, I believe, quickest last stage. They got a penalty for some reason, which we don't know, but so that's put us up the gear in another stage position. So we're just having a mess about with tyres, seeing what's working best at the minute. Other than that, we're doing as much as we can. The car's performing well, so we're in a fortunate position that we can just mess about with tyres and see what works best for a change.
Did you do anything to the car over the winter?
We had, I believe it was Donington. We had the diff, pinion, and final gear on the diff destroy itself because it hadn't been looked at for a few rallies. So, other than the replacement of that and putting it back in the car, nothing's been an issue, which is nice. And we've just been sort of tweaking bits here and there, and that's it. Other than that.
You've got good sponsorship from Hilton Gott Volvo. To run a top line car like this, how important is it to have a decent sponsor on board?
Well, we keep them busy enough in the paint shop, so it's the most they can do to keep us looking good, isn't it? But there's always a busy schedule, so if we need something in a hurry, we normally won't get it done for a few events, which is the only letdown. That's what happens when you go to a decent body shop, isn't it?
No, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, you've got sequential gearbox and remote canister suspension, just looking around the car. Very, very different. How different is that, in reality to the original stuff?
Basically, you've got the outside looks of an Escort with some arches bolted onto it, and the rest of it's pretty non-existent to an Escort, really, isn't it? Bigger tunnels, obviously you've got the roll cages and link boxes on the back for the suspension, and bigger turrets. Yeah, there's not much to an Escort that's left, really. and the rest is down to XS Racing, who built it, and Matthew Robinson, who built it. He had a couple of them that were all made at the same sort of spec, and then we've just developed it since we got it, because it was originally the Forester spec car, which we've now converted to being tarmac. And so far it's working well. It's still got all the original glass in and all the Kevlar underguard trays, or what you would have in Forest rallying, which keeps it nice and tidy underneath. Bit unusual for a tarmac car, because obviously the weight is what matters. You'd normally put Perspex glass in it and strip everything you could off it to make it as light as possible, but it works well for us.
Gotcha. Jack, thank you very much for your time. To the man who drives, absolutely. I'll come back for a little chat later. Yeah. Thank you very much for your time.
Enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you. Have a safe run.
Ian?
Yes?
Just as an aside, they said Daryl Taylor and Steve McNulty had picked up a penalty. I can't see what the penalty is for, but they are now, let me just get back down there, 47th overall, 9 minutes 55 down on the leader, so they must have picked up a big penalty there. Can't quite see. I'll have a look around, see if I can find out what it's for, but it'd be unusual if it was some sort of co-driving error, but who knows. If you, in your travels, come across its car 34, no, it's not. Let me just find it again.
It's the Mark II Escort.
Hold on, I'm looking for somebody in particular. Bear with me. Yeah, John Trenholm and Alison Trenholm. If you can see if you can find them, I'll just get you the car number in a minute. There we are. It is car number 12. They do quite a lot of rallying up in the north. John is a farmer in Yorkshire, I believe, but he did venture out one year to Rally Barbados, which is where I met him. And I've been trying to persuade him to come out to Belgium, but he doesn't fancy the drive from Yorkshire down to Dover before he even gets to Belgium.
Right. Okay. I will try and find them. I'm looking around. We've now got a lot of the cars sort of coming back in after the stage. I see a very sad little sight next to Martin Hodgson's number 1 car. We have car 11 of Stuart Ranby, and unfortunately, I think he's out. I'll just go and check with his mechanics. Hang on a minute. Because again, as you were mentioning, Belgium, obviously Stuart has been out there for many years, a regular competitor on the Flanders International Rally Challenge, as we mention quite a lot on Rally FM. I will just find out if they are in or out of the rally. Hello, gents. Sorry, we're from Rally FM. We're doing a little bit of test. Need
to see Stuart in there. It's his car.
That's fine. I will see you. Sorry, I'm talking to 2 of the mechanics. Hang on a minute. What's your name?
Roy Bell.
Roy, pleasure to speak to you. Thank you very much for telling me where your crew is. Yeah.
In there.
I will go and have a word with him. Thank you. Right. I'm into the inner sanctum. Hello. The mighty team bus. Hello. Stuart and sorry, who's your co-driver today? This is
Tom Owens today.
Right, gotcha. Okay. So what's happened? Are you out today?
Yeah, we had a mishap on the first stage. It came to a 90 left and understeered into some wooden fence posts and took 4 fence posts out, and that was game over.
Oh no.
Yeah.
What damage have you done to the car?
Not a lot really. Screen, a wing. That's the worst part about it. You know, if we had perhaps had some goggles, we've gone out again with no screening, but not that enthusiastic today.
And there's a nip in the air here, so you're trying to drive at sort of twice the speed of light, sort of, you know, the sort of thing with cold air whistling round your ears. It's not particularly nice, is it?
No, it won't be a good day. It wouldn't end well, I don't think. So we've called it a day and let Martin do his bit.
Right.
Now, Chris in the studio and I were chatting earlier about the Flanders International Rally Challenge, and you are a regular out there, or fairly regular out there, with your regular man Ian Bass.
Yeah.
What grabbed you about the Belgian rallying scene?
The people want you there. You know, so many people are lining the streets. But saying that, Clacton was good. We got a big response from Clacton. There was a lot of people out at Clacton, not just on the stages, but all through the villages cheering you on. It reminded me of Belgium. Clacton was good last weekend, but Belgium, it's an adventure. The people want you. They make you welcome. What more could you want? The stages are fantastic.
That bit about the people in Clacton being very responsive, I can vouch for that. The first year it ran, I was doing video with Howard Davies, and we were going through small towns and villages where people had moved the garden furniture from back to front so they could sit in their driveways just watching the cars on the road sections. It was amazing. But I would agree with the comments about Belgium. It's not just the public that want you there, it's the organisers who want you there and make you feel so welcome.
Yes, they do. Everybody makes you so welcome. It's unbelievable. It's fantastic. There's no other word for it.
Hopefully we'll see you out there soon.
Yes. We're planning on going out this year again for one or two. We've got to get our head around this Carnet job.
Have a look at the FERC Facebook page, because if it's a private team, it's not a problem.
Right. Well, we'll do that. But yes, we should be out in Belgium shortly. Ian renewed his passport on Monday, so I think TBR will be our first one.
Okay, great.
Lovely, thank you.
Okay, Stuart Ramby, thank you very much for your time. As always, I hear most important thing, the kettle's up. So I will leave you to have a brew. Okay, let's go back down the stairs and let's go and find some more victims.
That's an interesting comment, isn't it, about Belgium, Ian? That's what we've said so many times, and one or two other people have mentioned to us, is the welcome you get.
Yeah, absolutely. It's it's this thing of there's as we've discussed before. It's not just in the it's not just if you've got an R5 or something like that. It's if you've got a Micra or a Saxo or even one of those lovely old Simca rallies. You're just as welcome whether you're running car 1 or 101 or 181.
And the nice thing is, if you do something wrong like we did last weekend by standing in the middle of Parc Fermé, you don't get shouted at, you just quietly get asked if you'd be kind enough to move.
That's right. I mean, in that case, the official, the Parc Fermé official, who was Renaud Ferrerier, really nice guy, again, doing the thing with his wife, Catherine rather, and his daughter. They're working as a little team. They're all marshals there, running that Parc Fermé, and Renaud actually apologised to us for having to ask us to leave leave the Parc Fermé area.
Yeah, I mean, it was just so nicely done. I mean, unfortunately, sometimes in this country you would get shouted at, but that's another story we won't go into.
Yeah, that's right. It's what you call petty officialdom syndrome, isn't it, in some cases?
Yeah, I thought I'd just take a chance while you're wandering about, clarify the latest news we have on the situation about going to Belgium. A lot of people have thought that they would have to get carnets, and that's an additional expense. But we found out that through our sponsors, actually, Lackford Engineering, who travel regularly to Europe with their race cars and are actually going again next weekend, that if your tow car and your race car or rally car are privately owned and privately registered in the case of the rally car and the tow car, then you don't need a carnet. It's simple as that. So those of you who have been thinking about going to Belgium to compete on rallies, have a look at the FIRC Flanders International Rally Challenge Facebook page, because the details are on there if you want to have a look at them, so you can come across to Belgium and enjoy not only Belgium rallying but Belgium hospitality as well. Back to you, Ian.
Thank you, Chris. Now, interesting man I'm approaching at the moment. That sounds dreadful, but interesting man I'm approaching at the moment. Co-driver of Car 30, Mark Mason. Mark, welcome to Rally FM.
Hello. Hi there.
We're doing a little communications test with some new radio kit today. Now, Mark, you were one of probably the friendliest one make series that anybody has come across in recent times. Was the 205 Challenge, which it's 20 years this year since it started. Mark, you were in at the beginning, you were in at the end. What made it such a brilliant championship?
I think it was everything. There was all the competitors, from brand new to old season competitors like myself. There was Pat Flynn, who organised it, who was the life and soul of the party and brought a hell of a lot of interest into the championship, tried to make things equal for everybody. So there was a novice, there was an intermediate, there was an expert levels. So just try to make it, all the cars were identical, tyres were identical, so people could learn to drive and be really competitive.
That's right, because I mean, one of the levelers with the championship was that Pat was a very accomplished driver, and he had Kevin Ferber, who was a works driver for several years, and they would take a selection of the cars at the end of the rally, and they would drive them themselves, just to make sure that they were, that there were no trick bits or there was no cheating. That's right, isn't it?
Well, they actually did scrutiny. Actually pulled them apart, who checked the compression ratios, checked the gearboxes. So after the end event, they would pick random cars and just check them, make sure they were legit, and they were. So worked really well.
You moved on. Have I got this right? You moved on you did some rounds of the rear wheel drive challenge as well. That was for people who wanted the tail hanging out rather than the sort of drive from the front. What are your memories of that challenge?
Oh, that was a brilliant challenge as well. And I carried on into the M3s and the E36 M3s with Richard. So I did about 10 years in the BMWs. Excellent car. Really quick, surprised a lot of escorts.
Because there's a guy over somewhere else in the thing. He was saying he's got an E36 shape one, I think it is. Yeah, and it's basically you hardly have to do anything to these things to make them be quick and reliable and fun, isn't it?
Yeah, they're heavy cars, but they're strong cars. And you can just take them M3, stand their box, go out and play. And you can put some good results together.
Your driver, Richard Felgate, thank you. He had a problem with one eye, didn't he? He got an industrial accident.
No, he's actually in Brazil on holiday and got a bite in the eye in the forests. And then he sort of got back to Rio. They gave him an emergency operation in Rio. He had to wait there 10 days, then come back to the UK to have more operations and everything. But yeah, he got his eye sorted out in the end, but it was touch and go whether he lost his eye.
Because even frankly, even with one eye, I remember Richard and you beating Steve Ritchie and I at. Yeah, well, I can't remember where now, but we had Steve had that 300 horsepower BMW compact, and you wiped the floor with us.
Yeah, Richard knew how to pedal that E36. Bearing in mind, we won the national tarmac rear wheel drives. We beat against the Darians, the Escorts, everything. So he could pedal that car, and it was a quick car.
Mark, thank you so much for your time, for some lovely memories of probably the friendliest one-make championship of all time. If you see Richard Felgate, please wish him all the best from us at Rally FM.
Will do, no problem. Thank you.
Right, thank you very much. That was Mark Mason. So, let's go and have a look around.
Ian, if the subject of the carnet in Belgium comes up again, I've just pinned the information about not needing one to the top of the FERC Facebook page.
Okay, that's a very good move, because it the removal of the theory of the carnets having to be used it's a step forward to allow people easier access to the to, quite frankly, the marvellous world of Belgian rallying.
Yeah, I mean, people are bound to come across the old customs officer who makes it difficult, but as long as you have got proof of ownership of the vehicles, and it'd be nice to have some sort of proof of ownership of all the spares, etc. as well, but I would have thought some sort of written declaration might work on that. It's not a problem.
Yeah. Funny enough, you mentioned the Trenums earlier.
Yep.
I will catch them. I now know where they are.
Okay.
And I will catch them later. They're just going out for stage number. No, sorry, that's correct. Yeah, stage 4 at the moment. It's helmets on, hands on. Now that's interesting, because I'm looking at the driver, and he's removed his peak from his helmet. Now that's, you don't often see that. Most drivers like to run with a peak just so that they can drop their head if the sun's in their face or something like that.
That's a good question to ask him when you get to talk to him.
Yeah, that's right. I know one or two of the Irish drivers tend to do that. But as I say, interesting to see Trenum the driver as opposed to Trenum the co-driver doing that. Now, let's see who else we have around here.
Okay, I'm just going to an ad break.
Okay.
Brilliant, I've finally quit.
I can keep up with my kids now.
I feel like I've got my life back.
It's an amazing feeling when you stop smoking, and you can experience it for yourself. Our range of free support can help you quit for good. From our app to emails, face-to-face support and online communities. Search Smoke Free. Better health. Let's do this.
For your historic road race or rally car preparation and on-event support, for your classic car servicing or restoration, including mechanical, trim, fabrication and paintwork, all carried out in-house, contact Robin Lackford Motor Engineering on 01403 864 600. If you're outside the UK, make that +44 1403 864 600. For more information, go to our website www.robinlackford.co.uk.
rallyfm.net.
When your kids are ill, you just want to help them feel better. But you don't always need antibiotics. Get advice from your local pharmacy or search NHS Choices.
rallyfm.net live.
Well, we're back with RallyFM.net Live, and we're going back to Ian Harden up at Leconfield.
Yes. Right. Yeah. Hello. There's an awful lot of movement going on around here. I've got another of the former 205 Challenge guys here, Neil By. But we've also got the full glories. This is a very good setup here. This is car 22, which is the Vauxhall Nova of... Let's try and find out. Can you tell me, do you have the list there? Tell me who the crew is, please.
Hold on. Car 22 is Steve Irwin and Neil By in the Nova 1600.
That's fine. I will grab them in just a minute. Hang on a minute. Let's just grab a quick word with you. Hi.
Hi.
Steve, hello. I'm Ian.
Nice to meet you.
We're from Rally FM.
Cool.
We're just testing some new radio equipment
today.
How's your day going so far? This is a smart little Nova.
Yeah, it's going fine. I mean, this is really just a test for the Jim Clark. The car's been rebuilt, so I haven't turned the wheel or the car in 2.5 years, so it's quite rusty. So it's going fine. Yeah, so far it's quite enjoyable. We're just trying to sort of bed ourselves in. Had a little bit of a front second stage. The car's playing up a little bit, but that's kind of why we're here. But third stage was better, so we're just going to push on and see what we can do. I think we're sitting second in class. I think Archie Swinscoe's taken a wee bit of time out of us and Adam, but I was determined, being miserable, that I wasn't going to spend any money on tyres, so we don't really have much suitable, but we're just going to work away and see. But no, it's so far so good. It would maybe have suited us if it had stayed wet, to be honest, but it is what it is. It's better for everyone if it's dry. So so far we're keeping it in one piece.
I can confirm second in class.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. Yeah, it's Chris just confirmed second in class.
Yeah. I think we had a decent lead after the first stage, and then by the bad second stage. But I think now that Archie Swinscoe's up and running, I think he took 9 out of us in the last one, and we had a half decent stage. So I think we're going to struggle to pull it back now. I think he's just going to eke away from us. But to say I can't get drawn into an all-out blast, because if something happens, I will kick myself. So I've just got to wind it in and have a bit of fun.
Yeah, it's 15 second gap to Archie.
No, that's fine. 15-second gap to Archie at the moment.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll see what we can do. We've got harder tyres on now, so we'll see. I think after this one, if he's taking more out of us, we'll just drive round at a pace. But I think we'll accept what we've got. Not a mad dash. But I mean, we've encountered pallets lying in the middle of the stage and bits and bobs. So it's it's quite interesting.
Steve, thank you very much for your time, and thank you. Have a good run with Neil.
Super. Thank you very much. Nice to meet you, sir.
Thank you. Take care.
Yes, sir.
Yes, as I was saying before, Steve kindly spoke to us. Very, very smart little Nova. The sort of what you call the state of the art. They always look right as a rally car, and it's got the sort of the slightly wider arches on it. It sits down well on its suspension, and just really clean, really clean lines on a workmanlike little car.
Yes, they do look good, don't they, when they're well prepared?
Yes, yeah, and like anything, again, for people who are listening in who may not be too, may not have too much experience of rallying, but again, it's a car, the Vauxhall Nova. It's been around for years, and to be honest, you don't have to do huge amounts or spend huge amounts of money on it to make it safe and reliable for an enjoyable day's rallying. Now, coming around the corner, we find, car 2. Excuse me, just for a second.
Car 2.
Which is Daryl Taylor and Steve McNulty.
Yeah, ask Steve if you can what the it is a penalty or what the problem's been.
Yeah. Now, hello, Steve. So I have Steve McNulty, the co-driver, with me, and one of the mechanics. Hang on a minute. Sorry, what's your name?
Baz Cannon.
Baz Cannon.
Well,
Baz.
Say hello to Steve for me.
Oh, what you can say hello to yourself.
Hello, Steve. How are you doing? It's Chris.
Well, we were doing all right, but we've just withdrawn.
Oh, really? Why is that?
While leading, because we've been given a 10-minute penalty, they reckon, for going the wrong side of a pallet. So instead of going, they reckon we shortcutted the front of it. We reckon we don't. So we've been given a 10-minute penalty. So we've decided to withdraw while leading.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Not a happy camp. That's all. Yeah.
But I mean, this is a state of. I mean, it's an absolute state-of-the-art car. What makes these cars so good when they, when everything's going right and it's all happening?
The cornering, the braking. You can just turn in on a pin, absolutely. Just instantly turn in. If you think you've missed your braking point, just still turn in and it seems to get round. The acceleration's quite good on them. And compared to a lot of the old four-wheel drive, they're so smooth. You don't even know it's gone through the gears. It's like being an automatic. Compared to the old Subarus and things that are clanging and banging and that. It's just unbelievable. It's so smooth.
And Daryl Daryl can obviously pedal it very, very quickly.
Yeah, he loves this sort of venue. Unfortunately, not for today, but compared to the circuit stuff, he prefers doing something like this, finds it more of a challenge than the roundy circuits. And, we've had 2 really good stages today on fastest times, the last 2, and he was really on it. Unfortunately, hopefully we'd have got a warning, but we haven't, so we decided to withdraw.
Yeah, very great shame there, Steve. But thank you very much for your time, and hopefully it'll all work out better at the next event.
Steve, just a quick word.
Hang on a minute. Hang on, I'll bring Steve back. Okay, he's back.
Steve, you're a highly experienced co-driver and sit with a lot of drivers throughout the year. What's your next event planned?
I've got the TSH stages, which is amazingly one I've never done before, down in Cornwall or Devon somewhere. 5.5-hour drive from my house. So
yeah, I did that one years ago. It was good fun.
Yeah, and then out to Barbados a few days after that.
Yeah, are you running on both events in Barbados, King of the Hill and
the
rally?
Yeah, I'm doing King of the Hill with Stuart Dealey and the main rally with Robin Hamilton.
Oh, that'd be great with Robin Hamilton, because he's taking, is it the new Lotus Sunbeam out there?
Yeah, that's the one that's going out there. We did the 6R4 4 years ago, and now the Lotus Sunbeam this year.
Okay, well, have a great time out there. We'll be watching it from over here and possibly doing a lot of social media work on it, but have a great time.
Great. See you later.
Cheers.
Thanks. This is Chris Morford from Rally FM. We're doing some live broadcasting with a new system from here today. So I'll see. Now, Baz, this is interesting because I've got a very, very experienced driver and preparation specialist, isn't it? Baz Cannon, welcome to Rally FM. What are your memories? What's your earliest memory of rallying? Because you seem to have been around for many a year.
Longer than most people. But my first experiences of rallying and motorsport, I did banger racing when I was a kid. When I did a milk round, the man who did the milk had a banger car, and I used to go with him. And then we progressed and we went grass track racing up in Yorkshire. And then slowly, I was a driver myself a number of years. And then I went and worked as a works engineer for Ford, Audi, MG, and then eventually set Rally World up and continued to this day. So now I've got my son rallies and everybody, and so it's in the family a little bit, and here we are. It must be. I started professionally 1984, and now it's 2002. So you work out how many years that is.
Oh, absolutely. So I mean, you've been. What do you think you have? I mean, you run your own business, preparation business. What do you think? Because I mean, it's a very competitive world. What do you reckon it is that keeps you in business when there's other preparation firms around?
Well, in the early days, I was involved in the 88s with Mark Lovell, Stig Blomqvist, all the works teams, works drivers at Boreham and Spooners. I ran teams all over Europe, Diabolique, Christian Jacquelart, Stig Blomqvist in Sweden. And normally we would win the national championships. And from the years of 88 to round about 90s, the late 90s, I was on rallies for Fords as works engineer, etc., every weekend. So you don't do all those rallies without gaining a massive wealth of experience. And, working with professional drivers day in and day out, you've got to be one step in front of everybody else, really, And like even my boy now, he works in World Touring Car. So as Rally World, I'm still learning, R5 cars and this, that and the other. He's now at the sharp end of World Touring Car, so he's up to date with all the latest technology. So we are a step in front of most people most of the time. That's why we win so many rallies.
Gotcha. Baz, thank you very much for your time. That's much appreciated. You take care and safe journey home. Yeah. I know it's disappointing today.
It's a bad day today.
Yeah, disappointing, but, unfortunately that's the downside of the sport kind of thing. Yeah. Right.
Get the good with the bad.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you very much.
Okay, we will leave Baz Cannon and Steve McNulty in relative peace as the sound of the still misfiring Lotus Sunbeam starts up again. And it's still as rough as ever. It's interesting because he is sponsored by Sheffield Rolling Road. And perhaps sort of in the week he could perhaps have a session with them to see if he can sort that noise out. So let's have a final a final for the moment walk down because everybody is yet again out for stage 4. Let's have a walk down the line and we come to the one make Mini Cooper Challenge, as I said earlier today, set up by by John Goff, formerly of Rally Cars. It was Rally for You, I think it was called. And we will grab one of the competitors. Hello, sir. We're from Rally FM, and we're doing a little bit of live radio broadcasting today. Could you tell me your name and which car you're with?
Alan Edwards with car 73, one of the minis. Gotcha. It's actually my first stage rally as a navigator, first stage rally.
Oh, excellent. Well, welcome to the wonderful sport of rallying.
I've been targa rallying for quite a few years, but it's my first trip into the stages and loving it.
I was about to say, what are your initial reactions as a complete newcomer to stage rallying?
Oh, it's fabulous. I mean, I've marshaled for many years, but first time I'm competing, and loving it.
I was about to say, what is the difference? Perhaps you could explain the difference between Targa rallying and stage rallying. Obviously, the only thing that we at Rally FM know is that Targa rallying, you don't have, or there's no compulsory requirement for fireproof suits. But explain the differences between the two sports.
Targa rallying is a lot slower. There's lots of tighter things to slow you down. You've got to collect sort of route checks on the way around, which slows things down as well. So that's the main difference, really, to sort of this single venue type event. It's more just speed.
Gotcha. I mean, how do you find the difference? Excuse me. Do apologise for that. Trying to give out instructions, and you've got what some people would see as the restriction of a helmet on.
With the intercom on, its sound is perfect. Good communication between driver and nav, and yeah.
Hold on. Any plans for any further stage rallies?
I'm doing another one in about 2 or 3 weeks. I'm actually southwest Scotland, so I've come quite a way for this. It was actually last minute. Wesley's navigator dropped out last minute, so I stepped in last minute, and so the next one is southwest Scotland in about 3 weeks' time with somebody else. Hopefully that's going to be a regular seat.
Lovely. Alan Edwards, thank you very much for your help and your time. And have a safe run for the rest of the day. Oh. So as I say, Alan Edwards giving us interesting insight into what it's like for a complete newcomer to stage rallying.
Yeah, it's interesting he's come up from the Targas, because we actually went to the Bath Festival Targa earlier in the year, but it was one of those days with heavy rain and blowing a gale, and water got into the camera equipment, so we had to call it a day. But we do have plans to attend some other Targa events in the year, so we can find out what they're all about.
Right. I've just walked across from Alan Edwards and his driver, and so from back of the field to front of the field, I'm with car 6, which is Craig Renshaw, I think, and Simon Renshaw. Perhaps you can check that.
Yeah, Craig and Stephen Renshaw.
Ah, okay.
And they are 3rd overall, 2nd in class.
Okay, so that's good going so far. Hello, Craig? Craig or Steve?
Steve.
Craig, hello.
Right.
Welcome to Rally FM. We're doing a little bit of live radio broadcast from the thing. As I've explained to just about everybody, we're also testing some new equipment for later in the year. So first of all, thank you for your time. You're 3rd overall at the moment, so...
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah,
so...
car's running really well. We've had a new engine in it. Everything's fantastic venue. Really good stages. Thank you to the marshals and everybody for putting it on. It's been a cracking event so far.
That's interesting. I mean, you mentioned the marshals. Obviously, without them, the motorsport, we keep saying, but motorsport, won't happen. Have you guys marshalled in the past?
Yeah, we've done a lot of marshalling when we first started, but now we tend to do all the events, so we can't do both, unfortunately.
No. Now you've got it's an Impreza, yeah. Yeah. You were saying you've got a new engine in it. How easy is it to source the parts for Subarus these days?
Quite easy. Graham Sweet built the engine. He used to work for Pro Drive Subaru back in the day. He's really good, and he's built a good engine for us. So parts are readily available, no problem.
Gotcha. Remote Is that, just looking under the bonnet here, remote canister suspension as well?
Yeah, ProFlex suspension, 3-way adjustable. Works really well. It's working today.
I was about to say, what are conditions? I mean, you're now, 4 stages into the event?
Yeah, 4 stages in. Conditions are brilliant. It's dried up a lot from this morning. Stages are really good. Very fast in places and a bit of technical stuff as well. So, very good.
Is this your first time at Leconfield?
Second time. We did the first event last year. Anyway, we had a good run then as well. So, if we can keep it going, we should be okay.
Gotcha. Craig, and wherever your co-driver, I'm missing your co-driver Steve at the moment, but thank you, Craig. Thank you very much,
No problem. Thank you.
Have a safe and successful day.
Thank you very much.
Ian, just a small point in case anybody asks. We're live on our webpage, rallyfm.net. We also have links on Facebook and Twitter when we go live that people can click on to join us. And those links on Facebook and Twitter, people can listen to what we've been talking about any time because it actually records as well. So if they miss something this afternoon, they can always come back and listen to it another time.
That's fine. That's, as I say, yes, that's very good.
Rather clever, really, I thought.
Absolutely. So what we will do is I suggest that we take a little break just at the moment.
Okay, I'll wait to hear from you. I'd be interested if you do manage to catch the Trenholmes, but I'll await your call.
Okay, funnily enough, I mentioned the convoy of disappointment earlier, and I mentioned the little blue Citroen Visa, not a Saxo as I originally said. Car 44, he'd got heavy front damage, but I've just seen him start stage 4 with massive amounts of heavy strapping all across the front of his car.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, so clearly out and rocking again, and from the look of him, as I watch him go away into the distance, you can see quite a bit of the early part of the course here. He's not hanging about, which may explain the sort of the heavy front damage from earlier.
Yeah, okay. It looks like the Trenholmes are through stage 4 as well.
In that case, what I will do is we will stay on air, and I will walk back to find them, and I will wait for them.
Okay, I'm just looking at stage 4. I said there's car 12, did I not?
Yes.
Yes, they are through the stage. 9:03 they did it in.
Right, so that puts them in what position, please?
Oh, good question. That 13th, I think. Let me just check the overall, because that could be the position on the stage. Car number 12. 14th overall at the moment. That's good going, I think, because that's a well-used Impreza.
Yeah, absolutely right. We are back, and you were saying, you were telling me something about the Trenholmes earlier. What? Just to refresh my memory, what was that?
Well, I believe John's a farmer, so he spends a lot of his rallying is done in Yorkshire and the north of England, purely because it's less time away from home. But he did come out to Barbados 2 or 3 years ago, which is where I got to know him. And he would love to come to Belgium, but coming down from Yorkshire is just to get to Dover is a bit of an epic drive, and one that he doesn't really want to do, which is a great shame.
Right, as we speak, we've got John and Alison here. Hello, I'm from Rally FM.
How do you do?
We're doing some live radio, and we're also testing some new equipment, which I've mentioned before. But Yeah, John, Alison, you normally, Chris in the studio was mentioning that you normally rally sort of fairly locally because you're a farmer.
Yeah.
But you also did the Rally of Barbados a couple of years ago.
Times treated ourselves when I was 50, and we liked it so much we did it the year after. So very, very pleasant, very enjoyable. Recommend it to anybody.
Excellent. Alison, what was that like for you as an adventure?
It was amazing. I recommend it. And you can combine it with a holiday as well. Fantastic holiday. So it's absolutely ticks all the boxes.
Yeah, John.
Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Yeah, Chris.
John, it's Chris. We met out in Barbados. And,
hello, Chris.
We were talking about the welcome you get in Belgium earlier on. But Barbados is exactly the same, isn't it? I mean, they go out
absolutely.
of the way to make you welcome.
Absolutely. You know, they welcome you with open arms. The reception is amazing. You're like mini superstars for a whole fortnight. You know, and wherever you are, wherever you go, they will ask, "Are you with the rally?"
Yeah,
and they all want to talk to you, and it is just an amazing atmosphere.
There's a story we used to tell all the new people coming over to the island that when you were out on the recce, if you stopped for more than 5 minutes, somebody would appear from a cane field and check to see if you were okay.
Yes, yeah. Cane cutters, you pull up, and they would soon come over. Are you okay? Are you with the rally? The rally goes this way, and you know, you even get people offering you advice on how to take corners.
Yeah. I mean, they are so knowledgeable about the cars. I was out with Richard from Greenlight TV one day, and he was standing with a group of locals, and they heard a car. One of them said, "That's a BMW," and Richard went, "Oh yeah." No, and then they said, "No, yeah, it's a BMW, but that's Logan's car." And sure enough, Logan Watson came round the corner. They can even tell the cars from the sound of the engines. Very knowledgeable.
They can.
So
you know, sorry, go on.
No, you carry on.
Another lovely story we've often told about Barbados. We're doing the noise test, and you're always a bit worried here in the UK about noise test. And over there, can't you make it a bit more noisy? It isn't very loud. And another one was our car. We were very near on the weight limits, which they're quite keen on over there. So they'd weigh the car, and they said, "Can you go and get your navigator and come over?" And both Alison and I are quite rotund. And they took one look and said, "Oh, it doesn't really matter. It'll be fine. Don't worry about that."
John, great to talk to you. How's today
and you, Mark?
going?
Yeah. We'll probably be seeing you in a couple of weeks anyway.
No, I can't make it this year. I've got commitments
Right.
in Belgium, but we will catch up
Right.
at some point.
All right. Nice chatting.
Lovely. So there you go. John and Alison Trenham, thank you both very much for your time. You take care. Have a good day.
And you. Cheers now.
Right. Having just dropped my camera in the puddle of mud. Oh well, we'll sort that out in a while.
Right, I think as we've got the cars through stage 4, I will do a top 10 and then try and do a class order as well. And then we'll take a break if that's okay with you, Ian.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, so let's do the top 10. Leading the way, car 41, Ewan Tyndall and Peridor Davies. And second overall, Steve Tilburn with Jack Tilburn. They are 49 seconds down on the leader. That's an amazing lead. And third overall, Craig and Stephen Renshaw in the Subaru. Martin Hodges and Tony Jones, fourth overall. Fifth overall, Dave Roberts and Nigel Perkins in the Mark II Escort. Sixth overall, the Renault Clio Maxi of Alistair Hutchinson and St John Dykes. Seventh overall, Ken Sturdy and Tom Hutchins in that Talbot Avenger, which he said is so well prepared. Archie Swinscoe and Barry Young, eighth overall. Ninth overall, Gary Wayne and Neil Bloor. 10th overall, Rob Fisher and Phil Kenny in the Mitsubishi Evo 6. Let me just see and get the classes up. So, in Class 1, Brian Markey and Stuart Delph in the Peugeot 106 are leading. Class 2, Archie Swinscoe and Barry Young in the Vauxhall Adam are the leaders, and that's quite a big class. There's quite a lot of cars in that. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, about 20 cars in that class. And about 15 in Class 3, which is led by Alistair Hutchinson and St John Dykes in the Renault Clio Maxi. Class 4 is led by Steve Tilburn and Jack Tilburn in that Ford Escort RS 2500. Class 5, Ewan Tyndall and Peridor Davies in the Mitsubishi Evo 9. And that is it for the class positions. So, Ian, you give me a call when you're ready to start again.
Yes, that's fine.
And
I will.
You can go and sort the mud out in your camera now.
Yep, absolutely. Right, I shall speak to you later.
Okay. Right, we'll let Ian have a wander round, see who he's going to talk to next, and get the mud off his camera. We will be back live very shortly. If you're following us on Facebook or Twitter, you will get an alert when we go live again. Thanks for listening to rallyfm.net.
rallyfm.net